The MacBook Neo turned out to be one of Apple's biggest surprises in years, and now leaks are already pointing toward a sequel. Today we're covering everything currently known about the MacBook Neo 2. What's changing, what's staying exactly the same, when it's likely landing, and what it might cost you. Welcome back to Tech Pulse. First, a quick recap of where things stand with the original. The MacBook Neo launched earlier this year and became an instant hit from day one, selling out fast, with Apple themselves calling it the best-selling MacBook launch in the company's history. And it's easy to see why. Starting at $599 or $499 with an education discount, it delivers a premium aluminum build and a solid Retina display at a price point Apple has never touched before with a Mac. There's also a second variant for $100 more that doubles the storage and adds Touch ID. For the target audience, it's genuinely hard to argue with the value. So what does the MacBook Neo 2 actually bring to the table? Let's start with what it doesn't bring, because this list matters. No backlit keyboard, no larger screen size, no haptic trackpad, no promotion display, no OLED, no MagSafe. The port situation stays the same too. USB 3 and USB 2, same as before. If you were holding out hoping for any of those upgrades, this isn't the generation for them. The MacBook Neo 2 is keeping the exact same design and hardware layout as its predecessor. The one meaningful change is happening inside. The chip. The A18 Pro in the current model is being replaced by the A19 Pro. Here's what that actually means in practical terms. It's a bin-down version of the A19 family. A 6-core CPU with 4 efficiency cores and 2 performance cores, paired with a 5-core GPU rather than the full 6-core configuration you'd find in the iPhone Pro models. That GPU core binning isn't new. The A18 Pro in the current Neo does the same thing. So the pattern continues, just one generation up. The more exciting part of the chip story isn't the CPU or GPU, it's the RAM. The MacBook Neo 2 is expected to jump from 8 GB to 12 GB of unified memory. That 50% RAM increase is the upgrade that actually changes what this machine can do. 12 GB is the threshold Apple requires for the full suite of Apple Intelligence features coming in macOS 27. The new Siri capabilities, on-device AI processing, all of it. The current Neo with 8 GB sits below that threshold. The Neo 2 clears it. For anyone who bought the original Neo and felt left out of Apple's AI features, that gap gets closed with the next version. As always, quick reminder to watch out for anyone impersonating Tech Pulse through DMs on WhatsApp, Telegram, or Instagram. We'll never message you directly. Ignore them and report them when you see them. Now on to release timing. Given how well the original sold, Apple is expected to follow a similar annual cadence, which puts the MacBook Neo 2 somewhere around March or April 2027 at the earliest. That said, there's a real possibility Apple pushes it slightly later into summer 2027. The reasoning is simple. The iPhone 20 anniversary launch is going to dominate the 2027 calendar, and Apple likely won't want to bury the Neo 2 reveal in the shadow of that announcement. Releasing it in spring gives the Neo 2 its own moment before the iPhone 20 cycle takes over. There's also a practical chip timing consideration. The A19 Pro will be nearing the end of its production window by then, which gives Apple good reason to slot it into the Neo 2 before moving the lineup forward to the A20 Pro generation. On pricing, this is where things get a bit uncertain. Leaks suggest Apple may simplify the lineup by dropping the entry-level 256 GB model entirely and offering only a single configuration, 512 GB of storage with Touch ID included. If that happens, the starting price moves up to $699 or $599 with the education discount. Whether that actually plays out depends partly on where DRAM and NAND storage costs land by early 2027. If component prices ease up as the supply situation improves, Apple might keep both variants alive. If costs stay elevated, expect the simplified single-tier lineup at the higher starting price. So here's the summary. The MacBook Neo 2 is a focused, deliberate update. Same body, same ports, same screen, but with a faster A19 Pro chip and crucially 12 gigabytes of RAM that unlocks the full Apple Intelligence experience coming in macOS 27. Spring 2027 is the most realistic window. Pricing is likely going up slightly depending on how the component market moves between now and then. If you're on the fence about buying the current Neo right now, it's still an excellent machine for what it is. But if you specifically want Apple Intelligence features and you can wait until spring 2027, the Neo 2 is worth holding out for. Are you picking up the original Neo now or waiting for the Neo 2? Let us know in the comments. And make sure you're subscribed to Tech Pulse with notifications on so you don't miss the full breakdown when Apple makes this official. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.